Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Luciana. This is my YouTube channel 24 horses per second, and today I'm going to show you how to achieve these hairstyles in Blender. First, I'm going to make the scalp, the materials and these dreadlocks inspired by this photograph. Then I'm going to show you other hairstyle options using the same tools I'm about to show you. So let's begin. This is my final render and this is my model. I will be using the low poly version for this tutorial. I'll be using Cycles because the shader I will use for the hair material is only available in Cycles. Let's go to edit mode. Now my low poly model looks different because the multi-res modifier doesn't show in edit mode. First, let's create the first vertex group. I'm going to enable the X-ray mode to select the scalp. Right now my scalp looks like a bowl cut. I want the back to be a bit lower. Let's add to this selection. And assign with 1 as our weight. Now let's make the particles. Choose that vertex group we've just created. Leave this as it is. As you can see, now the hairs are really short. Leave this as it is. Leave this as it is. Five steps, be spline, change the king type. Now the amplitude and the frequency. Looking nice already. As you can see in my final model, there's less hair in the edges, otherwise it would look too perfect. So how to achieve this? There are two ways. First, one is with weight painting, which in my case with my slow computer is not the ideal. You can add hair, you can take this line back. And if you add hair where you don't want to, you can also change it in the vertex groups in edit mode. Remove. Now the other way to achieve this, and this is how I originally did it, deselect everything with AA, select, and we need to select the borders only. Let's choose subtract. In the same vertex group, let's just change the weight. Assigned. And see how different the edges look. You could try different weight settings. Here we will have just tiny hairs like growing hair, for example. I think I ended up using 0.5, and that's how you get the scalp done. I will make two materials, a basic skin for my model and then the hair material. Make a new slot for the hair. Hair Principle BSDF. And now we can choose the hair material in our particle settings. Now is when my computer starts lagging, as you can see. So these are my settings, but if you want lighter or darker hair, choose different settings. I recommend you read the Blender documentation. Now for the dreadlocks. Make another vertex group. I'm going to use the scalp selection. assigned, but I'm going to remove the edges. Remove. So this will be our selection for the top hair. New particle system. Let's hide our scalp so we can just see our new hair we are about to make. I'm just going to put one hair particle to see how my settings look, and then I'm going to place each hair manually. But if you don't want to place each hair manually, put the amount of hair particles you want. Going to choose the same material, but you could make a different material with a different hair color. And here we have Homer Simpson's 3 hairs. And this setting will change everything. Clumping. And depending on the shape you make in this curve is the way the hair is going to look. I'm going to copy the same values I originally used in my render. Now put 0 hair particles and let's place each hair individually in the particle edit. I'm going to use the mirror. You don't have to enable it if you don't want to work with symmetry. And now let's add each hair. disable the mirror so I can add a line here without symmetry. Now these look all the same, too perfect, so you can change the length in some hairs. Choose grow or shrink. Choose symmetry if you want to. This particle edit stage took a while, by the way. If you want to change only one or only a few particles without changing the other ones, just select the one you want and shrink or grow. You can also move the selected one and make sure root positions is disabled if you want to move the particle. G to move the particle. And here we have it. Now let's make other hairstyles, changing some settings. Preserve root position before grooming, and you can make these long dreadlocks. And you could also change the settings. Delete edit will delete the grooming we just did. There are endless results. The result of the curve also depends on the other settings you have below in the King tab. And that's it for today. I hope this was helpful and see you in the next one. Bye.